What's up, everybody? It's me, Crosspatch. Welcome back to my Madden 21 Pittsburgh Steelers franchise. This is going to be a short video reviewing the 2022 regular season. We're going to take a look at the playoff bracket going forward. We're going to look at some player progression, player stats, awards, talk a little bit about the contract situation for some of these guys going forward. So this is just to wrap things up after the regular season before we get into the playoffs. So we'll take a look at this playoff bracket first. And I did sim past the wild card round here. We finished the season 16-0, and we've got the number one seed in the AFC, obviously. And we're going to be facing Cleveland once again in the playoffs. So 3 seasons of this franchise. This is the 3rd time we've had to face the Browns in the playoffs. And we just beat them pretty handily in the last game of the season in a game that was played predominantly by backups at some of the key positions. So we're going to have to get past them again. And then it looks like we're going to get the winner of Tennessee and Buffalo. And on the NFC side, one sort of good thing is we've played the Saints in the last 2 Super Bowls, and it doesn't look like they made the playoffs this season. Looks like it's going to be Dallas, Washington, Atlanta, or Carolina that we would face if we made it to the Super Bowl. So that's a little bit refreshing. That'll be a nice change of pace, kind of. If we do make it to the Super Bowl, you never know. Just because we finished the regular season undefeated doesn't mean we're going to get to the big game, but we'll see. Take a look at some of our player stats and talk about their situations a little bit going forward here. Roethlisberger had another great season. He's 40 years old at this point in this franchise. Really not expecting him to be back next season, but you never know. I mean, I didn't expect him to come back this season. And you can see his numbers here, 4,700 yards, 47 touchdowns, only 6 picks. So maybe the best. He had more touchdown passes last season, but he threw more interceptions and didn't have as many yards. So one of the best years of his career, I would say here. And we have Brad Core here. I'll take a quick look at him. He's a 58 overall backup quarterback who played okay in limited duty. I did kind of try to protect him a bit. We didn't make him throw a lot of difficult passes or anything like that. But you can see his ratings aren't terrific. We're going to draft a quarterback. If we have to rely on this guy next season, I think we can make do with him. 92 throwing power. Okay medium accuracy, okay short accuracy. Maybe we could develop him into something. But let's hope we do better in the draft than we've been doing. We've got 3 pretty terrible backup quarterbacks here behind Roethlisberger. So going into next season, we're going to be hoping to get a little better results out of our draft class with the quarterback position. Halfback James Conner had another 1,000-yard season, 16 touchdowns on the ground. And we've got him for a few more years. He is a superstar X Factor and 27 years old, so I think we've got him until he's about 30. So we're going to try to ride him into his 30s, probably part ways with him at that point. But he's going to be our halfback going forward for a while. He's a bruiser. He runs hard. He's been playing well. We're going to have to say goodbye to Benny Snell next season, probably. He is going to be a free agent. I don't think I'm going to re-sign him. But he and Anthony McFarland played well in mop-up duty here behind Connor throughout the season. A little over 300 yards and 4 touchdowns between them. Not bad. Going into the playoffs, McFarland is actually injured. So I think if we make it to the Super Bowl, we will get him back. But he is going to miss the divisional round. He's going to miss the AFC Championship. So that is kind of unfortunate. We're going to have to move some guys around. He is our 3rd down halfback, which means he plays a lot of wide receiver and passing sets, and he's our kick returner. And of course, he's our backup halfback here on occasion. So we're gonna have to figure out what we're gonna do about that. I've got to think about that before the divisional game. Excuse me. Wide receivers: Juju Smith-Schuster, 100 catches even on the season. He had an absolutely crazy season last year. 140-something catches, well over 2,000 yards, set a bunch of records with touchdown catches and yards. And one of my goals this season was to spread the ball around a little bit. And I kind of think I've done that here. I've had 3,000-yard receivers, Smith-Schuster with over 1,600 yards. Claypool over 1,100. And our rookie tight end, Clay Peterson here. 80 overall with the morale boost at this point. It says hidden development. I believe he's going to be a star because he had a breakout scenario that took him up to star during the season. But he's going to be a good one, I think. 84 speed. I wish he was a little bit faster, but, he's got good acceleration and good hands and, 90 stem catches, almost 100 balls he caught his rookie season. So pretty happy with this draft pick right here. He was a good one. And Deontay Johnson had a pretty good season in the slot here mostly. And, it's kind of hard to get balls around to all these guys. There's only so many footballs to go around. But, we did okay spreading the ball around, I think, this season. And you can see McFarland, not a huge part of our passing game, but he does play that role. So we're going to have to figure out what to do about him in the first couple rounds of the playoffs. Defensively, Devin Bush led the team with 104 tackles. Fitzpatrick is behind him. And then Ulysses Gilbert, who is another player who we are going to probably have to say goodbye to in free agency after the season's over. So we're going to have a spot to fill at that weak side inside linebacker spot. Have to think about what I want to do about that. I've talked about moving Darren Isaac here to safety. And he did play strong safety in the last game of the season. Played pretty well, I thought. He's a good tackler. He's fast. But I also have Terrell Edmonds here. And I know I talked a couple of times about how I had re-signed him. And it turns out I did not do that. I either misremembered that or I screwed it up. So I've got to think about what I'm going to do with him. Whether or not I want to re-sign Edmonds. He is 25 years old. I don't know. My thought about re-signing him, though, is we are struggling to develop our cornerback positions. So I don't want another hole in the defense with another, Fitzpatrick's obviously a rock back there at free safety. But the strong safety position, I don't want to have another weak position in the secondary. He's 83 overall with the morale boost, 91 speed. I'm really leaning towards re-signing him for at least maybe a 3-year contract, something like that, while we get everything else sorted out in our secondary. So we'll see how that goes. I've got a little bit of time to think about that. Sacks. Devin Bush led the team with 15. TJ Watt with 13.5. Cam Hayward with 11. Stephon Tuitt is another player who I've got to make a decision on at the end of the season. 29 years old. I don't know. It kind of depends on what the price tag is going to be. He's 91 overall with the morale. 89 without. So it would be a short-term contract, but we might want to keep him around a little bit. Highsmith is another player who got benched during the season. I was really looking for a different option on the outside. But he advanced to star development. And ever since then, he's been playing a little bit better. So, we'll try to keep him around maybe. He's got one more year left on his contract. So we'll kind of see how he does next season. We're looking for that bookend opposite TJ Watt. And, maybe he's the guy. I don't know. We'll see. And we're also going to have to say goodbye to our kicker, Chris Boswell. Just because I'm not spending crazy money on a kicker. Just not going to do it. He is an excellent kicker. His only shortcomings are my ineptitude at the kicking game. You can see how many extra points I missed during the season. Just awful. Didn't miss any field goals. Missed a bunch of extra points. And our punter, punted 8 times throughout the season in 16 games. So every other game he punts. So I gotta, one of my things I've been talking about is finding a way to get a cheap punter. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't want to do anything cheesy. Like, I know I could sign a backup kicker to that position or just some other position player. But I don't know. We'll see what we do. We don't have anybody can punt. I mean, I'll put our center out there to punt. Who cares? And a kick return game, just kind of blah. I don't know what to do about that. You know, it is what it is. As long as nobody fumbles, I'm happy. We had McKenney returning punts this season. It says he only returned 8 punts. That doesn't seem right. That doesn't seem right at all. But in any event, you know, he's not going to be around. He's a good number 4 receiver, but I don't see the point in re-signing him for more money than I could get a cheaper guy on the off the free agent market in the beginning of next season. So he won't be around either. So that's about it. I'm trying to think of any other guys notable as far as contracts, but I think we covered about them all. We will have a decision to make on Marquise Pouncey. If he does not retire, I am probably going to re-sign him, at least for a 1-year deal, just because I want him to retire a Steeler, and that's the bottom line of that. Same thing with Roethlisberger, same thing with DeCastro. So, I'll be making some decisions as a Steelers fan rather than as a intelligent franchise owner on those guys. But that's just the way it is. NFL MVP, Zeke Elliott edged out Roethlisberger this season. I think this is solid at the end of the season, right? It's not. I don't know that it changes through the playoffs, but you know, Zeke had almost 2,000 yards rushing on the season and 24 touchdowns or some crazy thing like that. So he earned it. I mean, Roethlisberger had a pretty darn good season too, but Zeke edged him out. Coach of the Year, Mike Tomlin, went undefeated. Cowboys 13-3 under McCarthy. It'd be nice to see them in the Super Bowl. That would be interesting. So take a look at some of the AFC awards. Roethlisberger, Offensive Player of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year is Devin Bush. He had those all those sacks, plus he had an interception he returned for a touchdown. Bunch of forced fumbles. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Clay Peterson, our tight end. So once again, had 1,000 yards, 96 catches, 7 touchdowns. And Brad Core, our awful backup quarterback, gets a mention here in the Offensive Rookie of the Year awards here. That's a little surprising. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Tyler Barkley. Rookie cornerback was actually a free agent rookie that I grabbed off of the free agent list and had a pretty darn good season. He 4 interceptions. I think he had a sack in there somewhere. And yeah, I'm hoping he's going to be a good one going forward. We locked him up for a long-term deal. So there's our Defensive Rookie of the Year, number 4, or number 3 on the list here. Ben Howard. I don't know who these guys are. Ben Howard, Trevor Younger. Best quarterback goes to Roethlisberger. Derek Carr in second place there. Best running back in the AFC went to James Conner with Henry in second place. Best wide receiver are 2 Steelers at the top of this, Smith-Schuster and Chase Claypool. So, you know, we're getting the ball around, like I said. Best offensive lineman, DeCastro. Pouncey gets number 4. Dalton Harris, second year left offense. Oh no, I'm sorry. He is our rookie left guard. Gets a mention here in the 7th spot for best offensive lineman in the AFC. Best defensive lineman, no Steelers on the list, unfortunately. Bush, best linebacker, and a little surprised not to see T.J. Watt on here. He had a pretty good season. Best defensive back, nobody's, well, here's Tyler Barkley down here at number 9. So we at least have a player mentioned on there. Derwin James won that in the AFC. Best kicker, Chris Boswell. And that's about it for the awards. So going forward, we are going to face the Cleveland Browns in the playoffs. That game will be coming up probably Monday. And we are going to go from there. And Will we have an undefeated season? Will we take it to the Super Bowl? Will we become only the second team in NFL history to go undefeated and win a championship in the NFL? Who knows? Stay tuned and find out. So that's about it. Once again, just a short recap. Take a look at the season and how our players did and their progression. I guess I should mention we had a couple of breakout scenarios. One we accomplished and one we did not. One of them was to get Deontay Johnson up to superstar X Factor, and we've accomplished that. The other one was we had two for Clay Peterson. One that took him up to star development, and we accomplished that. And the other one would have taken him to superstar, just in his rookie season. So we did not accomplish that. We had a tough game against the Bills, and weren't able to get that. And the other one was Alex Highsmith went up to star development. And like I said, he's been playing a lot better since then. It was kind of interesting. So that's about it. I hope you enjoy the summary here. And looking forward to this team and what they're going to do in the seasons to come, and maybe win another Super Bowl this season. That's about it. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please go ahead and hit the like button. Maybe subscribe to the channel and keep up with these Steelers. Whatever you decide to do, I hope you have a great day. And I will see you in the playoffs.